Plus, the expense of feeding and getting medical care for all of them is so high. Doc McIntyre has always had a soft spot for us. I'm sure he can handle a few more dogs this month. Doc McIntyre is talking retirement and hasn't found anyone to take over his practice. What? Emma cried. When did this happen? Her mother shrugged. He's been talking about it for a while. But when he was here last week, he told me he had another 3 months before he was closing up shop. For a moment, she had no idea what to say. Her lips were moving, but no sound was coming out. Em? You okay? I guess I had no idea all this was going on. What are you going to do? Have you reached out to other vets? Of course, but none of them can offer what Doc did, and none of them were willing to come here and make an afternoon of it once a week, she sighed. So I've got the team working on making calls and trying to raise some money, so maybe we can stock up on medical supplies before his office closes. How's that going? Last I heard, Georgia Bishop was handling that sort of thing. She is, and she's really good at it, but... She shrugged. But what? For a moment, she didn't think her mother was going to answer her. Then Emma looked at her. Really looked at her. And noticed how tired she looked. Mom, is everything okay? We didn't want to burden you, she began, but her voice cracked. Reaching out, Emma placed her hand on top of her mother's. Mom? Come on, you know you can tell me anything. This time when Christine looked up at her, there were tears in her eyes. Ed's got to have back surgery. We can't put it off any longer, and I just don't know how we're going to handle everything. He won't be able to work or help with all the animals, and not without a vet. When she started to cry, Emma squeezed her hand. It's going to be okay, Mom. You know you have a ton of people who are more than willing to help. What can I do? Just tell me. I can get Riley, Madison, and Wyatt to school in the mornings before I go to work, and you know they can help around here, too. Groaning, Christine shook her head. Your sisters are a mess. You remember what it was like when you were their age. The last thing they want to do is get dirty or break a sweat. All they want is to hang out with their friends, and your brother has football practice. If we want him to get a scholarship for college, he really needs to be focused on that. She shook her head again. I don't know how I'm going to handle it all. I don't want to ask Georgia to do more fundraisers, but it's what we really need. Then I saw Garrett's videos and thought... But she didn't finish. Which was fine with Emma, because she knew exactly where her mother was going with her train of thought. If Garrett could do some of those videos for Happy Tales, it would be a great help. Not that there was anything she could do about it. As it was, it sounded like her plate just got a lot fuller. Helping out with her siblings wasn't really a hardship, and she enjoyed having the time to bond with them. With Emma being 26 and her siblings ranging from 10 to 15, there typically wasn't a whole lot that they did together. Maybe while her stepfather was recovering, she could spend some quality time with them. And maybe find a way to add more hours to a day. Squeezing her mother's hand again, she forced herself to smile. It's all going to be okay. I can help make calls and pitch in wherever you need me. Okay? Christine gave her a slight nod. I do have one other bit of bad news. Oh, good grief. Axel is back. What do you mean he's back? Another nod was her mother's response before letting out a weary sigh. The foster family brought him back and said he was too difficult and even said he was unlovable. Emma jumped to her feet in outrage. Excuse me? Unlovable? That's insane. Axel is one of the sweetest and most lovable dogs we've ever had here. And did they call him difficult because of his little gimpy leg? She began to pace as she let out a growl of frustration. I hope you revoked their foster care status, because anyone who would bring that sweet boy back...